Good afternoon and welcome to the Victoria Advocate. This is our Tuesday afternoon budget meeting where we go over plans for Wednesday's paper. I'm Becky Cooper, Managing Editor. Our editor Chris Cobbler is in another meeting. So with me to my right
Tony Belander, City Editor.
and behind the camera.
Thomas Martinez, Digital Editor.
Yesterday when I was at home working, I thought about clicking on it at 1:15. It's like, no, I'm just going to leave them alone. So I was working from home yesterday because I had cart issues. Fortunately, they're taken care of.
You would have saw my big head join the meeting yesterday.
All right, so maybe an equal number.
Yes.
Okay, before we get started, let's do our daily trivia. Tell me if these were asked yesterday. What is a bardolator?
Yeah, that one was asked and answered, so the other one we wanted to save for Tony.
Okay, yeah, Tony will know this one. Why is a movie preview called a trailer?
Good question.
Think about it. We'll come back to it. Did anybody know what the bardolator was?
No, but Chris had guessed.
When I read the
What's
What's
answer,
a Bardolator?
it's a person who follows William Shakespeare.
We used to walk around calling half the newsroom, you bardolator.
Someone who was very fond of William Shakespeare, who was also known as the Bard.
So long as men can breathe and eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.
Bardolator, you.
That's the only sonnet part that I know.
That's more than I know. Okay.
That one starts with, how do I compare thee to a summer's day? He's writing to his lover, I imagine, or his wife, I don't know.
Who knows? Back then, who knows? Okay, so while y'all are contemplating why is a movie preview called a trailer, we'll get started on the daily stuff. This morning, the city dedicated a portion of Loop 463 as the MLK Martin Luther King Memorial Highway. We did an interview with Victor Marshall on his fight to get MLK recognized, and today is MLK's birthday. I don't know how old he is, but today is his birthday, or would have been his birthday. We have photos. We have a map, maybe? I don't know. Then, of course, there were some racial comments, people against this renaming that part of the highway after him. So I think Kira's trying to talk to some of those people as well. Then you have news on the government shutdown, which Tony and I were talking about just before the meeting started, and how are the local federal government workers surviving now that they've missed one paycheck, what's going on.
I think we narrowed it down to 194 local workers, something like that.
Only 100, and just in Victoria or in
just
the
in this
area?
area.
Okay. That's quite a few people.
I might have misread that, but I think that's what we came up with.
Yeah, I was trying to look at all that yesterday, and that could be a lot of people.
A lot more than I thought, actually.
So we'll hopefully talk to some of them. I know we're going out to the airport to talk to the TSA and people out there, air traffic controllers. So,
But they basically didn't get a check.
right, for the month of January.
And this is already the longest partial shutdown in history.
How much longer is it going to last? How much longer can it last before people just before there's a rebellion?
Yeah, this is not, there's at some point where
It'll be a breaking point.
people will say, when they know their government is responsible for their financial dire straits.
Sad thing is their bills don't stop, and like their mortgages and their need for food and all that it doesn't stop because they're not getting paid.
The other day, I went online to pay a credit card, make a payment on a credit card, and there was a banner at the top saying, if the government shutdown affects you, please call us at.
I'd
Maybe.
work with you.
Yeah.
Probably work for you. Yeah, but is a mortgage company going to do that?
Yeah, a lot of
No,
them.
no, but
Some
credit
mortgage
cards will.
companies
Credit cards will probably just offer you a low interest loan to carry over that payment or something.
Or
I'm
maybe
sure some credit or some mortgage companies will let you move a payment to the end of the mortgage or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if it goes on for months.
Yeah, I don't know how long they'll be able to work, or how long they'll want to work with you, but
It's so many people, just like us, work paycheck to paycheck, and
It has a domino effect. Those banks, banks is the wrong example. They'll get their money no matter what, but whether it's in cash or in equity. But like some companies, I'm thinking let's say there's a mom and pop grocery store that gives credit to its neighborhood neighbors. Like when I was growing up in Topeka, we had a mom and pop grocery store that did that. You know, what are those? What
I
are
don't
they?
think any of them do that anymore, do they?
No, it was kind of unheard of, but,
Yeah, when I was young, we didn't know what cash was. We'd just go in the store, the mom and pop stores, and say, I charge it to my parents.
yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, and we'd go in and pick up something. Mom would send us to the store for bread or whatever. We'd say, charge it to the Williamses.
Oh, my mom would have killed me because I would have been charging everything.
I know sometimes.
What's 26 charges for candy?
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
blame yourself for that?
Sometimes you had to go in and pay because they would say, you know, my mom would say, don't put it on the bill. I'm gonna pay for that.
Yeah. Or we'd go to the pharmacy and pick up stuff, and we'd buy a little extra. Or she'd see it at the end of the month after we've already eaten it or consumed it somehow. So, yeah. So we'll take a look at it. Hopefully Amber's getting some good information. We'll have that for tomorrow. We'll have council meeting tonight. Kira will be at that as well. Councilman Bucknight will talk about his library proposal, and there's also a discussion of annexation and trash collection. So we'll have a full agenda there. Inside, Catherine's doing a story, nightlife promoter Frank Salazar and Homer Lopez, Magic radio station owner, plan to open a sports bar on the south side of town in March called Ice House Sports Bar.
Where's that going to be?
I don't know. She didn't have an address.
On the south side, though?
Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting.
I wonder if they'll have an ice bar.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wonder if-
I've been to a couple of bars that had ice bars.
What's the south side of town mean to you? Other side of Rio Grande?
Rio
Yeah.
Grande over the tracks. Over the
Yeah.
tracks. So that could be anywhere from Rio Grande back
All the way?
towards South Laurent.
Yeah. Just kind of wondering what people considered that.
Should be interesting.
Plus they'll serve food.
I'm sure Homer has his connection for the music, and Frank has his connection for live entertainment. So. Then a must read. The Czech Heritage Society is having their monthly meeting tomorrow, kicking off their 35th year. They'll have some man named Mr. Polasic, I don't remember his first name, who will be teaching conversational Czech.
Not the mayor.
No, it's some man from Schulenburg, professor at Blinn. And
35 years, that's pretty impressive.
yeah,
Though.
they've been around for a long time. They're the ones who put on the Czech Fest in October or September. We have Catherine Pope, right, this week? Or
No, we
Dennis?
have Dennis Patillo,
What's he writing about?
fajitas, and oh my God, you'll want to eat fajitas after you read his column. But he talks about fajitas and the term Tex-Mex that apparently came about in the 40s, but it was used to describe the Texas-Mexican Railroad. And then back in his research, the first time it was referred to as food was in the early 70s. And it was used by a cookbook author that he names as really first an insult, because the cook book author said that this, she was sampling some Mexican restaurants in Texas and didn't call it authentic Mexican food, and so she called it Tex-Mex as an insult, but it's grown now to be its own defined cuisine. And he talks about what, is different here than what you would find in Mexico, if you want to, eat authentic Mexican food. And it's interesting because he really defines it, and it's a really good read. But then he shows a picture of his fajitas, and I'm like, that's it. Now I have to go get some fajitas.
I will admit, there's nothing like the smell of a good fajita.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Fresh, when they're sizzling and they're bringing it to your table, that smells so good.
Well, he talks about the meat cuts. What's the term? I had not heard the meat term that he used.
Long steak or what?
No. It was very inexpensive at first, but now it's pretty expensive, and it's
The
cut against.
Claude?
Huh?
The Claude? Clyde? Up here? The
No,
shoulder?
no, but he said how that meat is cut against the grain, and makes it a little tougher. And early fajitas were tough because they were prepared mainly for people out on the field, in the field, cowboys
Hmm.
and stuff.
So the early cowboys got jet from the good meat. That's 'cause
Yeah.
there are cowboys in the field.
They were tough. They could
Yeah, I
handle
can't
it.
remember. Oh
Tough guys need tough cuts of meat, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what that lesson is.
man.
That's what they made
Sounds like
jerky
a
out
good read though.
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
He always gives
Learn
us
about-
interesting history on food.
Tex-Mex and Victoria.
Well, you said, things like cheddar cheese is something you wouldn't find in Mexico. It's an American thing, and,
What's that type of cheese that the Mexicans use? When they're cooking, it's
just
white
using,
cheese.
the fact of using beef
Just the
is
white
not
cheese.
prevalent. I wish I could get, get it on my screen right now, I would read it to you,
Well, read it tomorrow.
but yeah,
Everybody can read it tonight when it goes online or in the morning when your paper comes.
anyway,
Okay. So Dennis always gives us interesting food history stories.
yeah, it gives it, good history lesson.
And Catherine always makes me want to go travel after I've read her stories. So. Two different approaches. And then tonight in sports, we have Kern City playing Yoakum in basketball. Mike and Ray will cover that. And then we have St. Joseph Boys District game. David's covering that. And I think we had a St. Joe kid sign
Yeah.
a baseball scholarship today. It's not on here.
Go on to the Richland Tea Ducks.
Yeah.
I asked them, what the heck is a tea duck? Because I think it's the Thunder Ducks. I don't know. Never heard of it.
Timberwood. There's Timberwood ducks right here. But I don't know what a tea duck is, so I'm sure he can tell us. I'm sure there's some other things going on that aren't on the budget, but I hope they are there. And in the state Governor Greg Abbott has made no mention of the president's proposed border wall after taking an oath for the second term as governor today.
I did see that news report the other day about if he declares that national disaster or whatever emergency, that he could take a lot of the flood and Harvey money away from states in Puerto Rico. I was like, what?
Is Meredith over there? I'm texting her.
I didn't see her actually
Oh, really?
when I came in.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's like, geez,
Former Major League pitcher John Wetteland, W-E-T-T-E-L-E-N-D, has been arrested in Texas and charged with continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14.
Jesus.
Denton County jail records. He was freed on $25,000 bond.
And then he gets freed on $25,000
Yeah, he should have been kept in there. He lives in Trophy Club, 25 miles northwest of Dallas. Never heard of it.
Okay, she did skirt steak.
Oh,
Skirt
skirt
steak.
steak. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that.
And he talks about how it was at one time very inexpensive type of meat, but he said not anymore.
Nothing's expensive anymore.
Remember the Austin bombings last year?
Yeah.
FBI has determined that the man suspected in this series of bombings had no known links to international terror groups or domestic hate groups.
Just as a wrapper then?
Yeah. The investigation has found that 23-year-old Mark Condit had no accomplices or any recognized ideology when he launched the deadly attacks on March 2nd.
Well done.
Almost.
Time for that total board meeting.
Well, we're almost through.
Alright.
So, anything else?
You're gonna have to jump in the middle if you want. Or we can just listen to you.
Alright.
Okay. I mean, here's the answer to, the answer to the...
What's the question?
What's it?
Movie trailer.
What is a movie preview? Why is a movie preview called a trailer? Tony should know
Because I
that.
used to created at the end of the movie.
You read it yesterday, didn't you?
We got one!
Yay!
Hey! While today's trailers play before a movie, they used to follow or trail it. When they said, when they were moved before the film, the old name stuck.
Wow.
My dad used to watch movies all day like that, for a nickel or whatever, and they were all sort of serial things too. They're always teasing cliffhangers and things like that.
Cool.
No, I didn't.
So now y'all have knowledge. You can go and...
Knowledge is a
Ask-
dangerous thing.
Spread the
That's a-
knowledge
that's a
throughout the
good thing.
world.
So we're going to sign off for today. We'll be back here tomorrow. Give us a call this afternoon if you have any questions, comments, or story ideas.
All right.
See you then.
Front page lineup still the same.